waiting for it to be published. Alright, we're live, everyone. So today we have severe weather in the northern plains with a few tornadoes possible. We already have a tornado warning, pretty tight rotation on it. So we're going to be looking at that in a second. Let me just check out the stream on my computer here, my other computer, which I already have ready to go. Ready to watch the stream live. I'm going to make sure it's not lagging or anything. I'm going to make sure it also mutes when I tell it to. Alright, everyone, we should be live now. Everything is working. We have our FS Rick News here. Audio quality kind of sucks right now, but I'm gonna be working on that. I haven't streamed in a while, and I'm trying to get back to it. But let's get started here. So we have a lot of severe weather going on in the northern plains right now. The live stream should be working. Alright, everyone. Yeah, that sounded good. Alright. Wait. Alright, everyone, so yeah, like I said, audio quality kind of sucks right now, but that's fine, for tonight. I'm going to try and get that fixed, though, so I'm sorry about that. But we have this really good-looking supercell heading towards Rapid City. We can see it right there. It is under a tornado warning right now. You can see we have a nice inflow notch right there, going into this right here. Alright, right there. Oh my god, come on. We have our inflow right there. Let's take a look at rotation. Feels like Rapid City area gets a severe thunderstorm watch every day. Yeah, it kind of feels that way, especially in the summer. Like every day in July, it feels like it. You're right about that. We have this good looking supercell. It is going down towards Rapid City right now. It is under a tornado warning. Let's take a look at the rotation. Alright, so this right here is not the actual rotation. That's just kind of messed up. It's a radar glitch. This is the rotation right there. That is very tight. It looks like a pretty good TVS signature. Let's see. We got negative 87 to 37 right next to each other. That is pretty good, pretty tight rotation right there. Alright, new scan came in. Let's see if that's actually keeping up with itself. But if you guys, I would really appreciate it if you're new to the channel, if you would please consider subscribing and please leave a like if you can. I'm gonna be doing more live streams. I'm also gonna be coming out with the first episode of the Storm Chasers game, which I've been trying to do for a while, but I haven't really gotten a good screen recorder for it. But I finally have gotten that done, so I'm planning on releasing it probably within the next week. I'm probably gonna do the first one. Alright, so now I got 58 and negative 59, so it's still pretty strong right there. Like I said, this is a radar glitch, it's not the actual rotation. We go into our reflectivity. We have our inflow right there. We have a little, this is the donut hole. I don't know if you guys can notice that in the stream, but we have a little orange pixel right there. We're looking at kind of a donut hole type storm right here with the supercell. This might be a rain-wrapped tornado. It's looking like it is. It looks like it's embedded in a lot of precip. Our new reflectivity scan came in. You can still see it right there. It's going down towards Rapid City, so if this thing holds together, that might not be good for Rapid City. We'll have to see. Right now, I'm not seeing a CC drop with this. Let's look at the normal CC. Yeah, I do not see a CC drop with it as of right now. But keep in mind, this isn't a pretty unpopulated area, and there was on the northern cell up here, a 727, which is this is Eastern Daylight Time. This storm right here apparently produced a tornado up there. I don't know if that was. I think it's on. This is a report from Spotter Networks, so it's a little bit more. It's more. You can actually trust it. Yeah. So what we're looking at right now is we have a line of storms, sort of. We're using Radar Scope today. I like Radar Scope. Right now we see we have a line of storms We have a supercell on the southern side and a little back end supercell right there. Now, this supercell right here, I think it might have produced a tornado back there. I don't know if that was a storm, but see, it doesn't have any good rotation. It's sort of broad in that area. That's about it. Let me see. We go further down here. Here, wait a second. Do this. Alright, and so we're just gonna look at normal velocity here and see if we spot anything. We still have that there. That looks like it's weakened a very slight bit. It's still 20 to negative 54, so it has weakened about 30 miles per hour in delta velocity, but it's still there. I don't really see any other areas of rotation that kind of worries me at all. Only that one. This looks pretty well. Alright, so now let's check out. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in South Dakota right now. We have one in northeastern Wyoming. Let's go back to reflectivity. And let's see what's going on. So like I said, we have that line of storms right there. We have some more storms to the north, it seems like. The line kind of continues north. It's just not as strong. Now it's like the North Platte radar here. So we have a very big, this looks like a pretty big hail-producing storm right here. That thing is almost, we got 76 DBZs of that. This thing doesn't look to be like a tornadic storm yet. It has almost no rotation right now. Pretty much no rotation at all. So I don't think it's going to really be a big deal. Now the storm by Wood Lake, these storms seem to be outflow dominant. We can see it looks like we have an outflow boundary right there and an outflow boundary right there. So it seems like these storms are outflow dominant. So that it's going to probably prohibit tornado potential. Now, there's not a whole lot of rotation by Wood Lake right here. Maybe something right there in that area, but that's about it. That's right along the outflow boundary too. So that's probably not even real rotation. So we have the severe thunderstorm warning in western Nebraska. Let's check that out. So this radar we can see looks just to be another line of storms. Doesn't seem to be any much rotation with it. Nothing to really be worried about. The tornadoes right now. That could change. New Jersey, this area today got hit very hard with severe weather and flash flooding. There's a few flash flood emergencies, I think. But we still have some warnings down here. We have this pretty big line of storms here. It's not really hitting any big cities, but there's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings still. Very high precipitation. Really not a whole lot of rotation with that. We move up to the northwest of Baltimore. We have that other warning. Let's take a look at it. We'll use this radar. Yeah, nothing big. Alright, so that's all we have going on right now. Alright, let's go back to our tornado warning. No, that's the big deal. Alright, so our tornado warning looks to have strengthened a little bit, the rotation with it. Let's go to reflectivity here. Let's do the dual pane view. So this should be reflect. Alright, so on the dual pane view here, we can see we have our rotation right there. You can see we have a little donut hole on radar. I don't know if you guys can see this too well on stream, but that's the donut hole right there on reflectivity. It's sort of there. It looks like our rotation has strengthened a little bit. Let's go back to single pane and look at this. We now have negative 92 to 22, so it has in fact strengthened a slight bit. Hopefully this falls apart before it hits Rapid City. Let's go to the Storm Prediction Center. This is their outlook for today. We only have a slight risk in a little bit of the mid-Atlantic there for places like Delaware, Maryland, and a little bit of Virginia. Then we have our other slight risk in areas of Montana all the way down to northeastern Nebraska and northwestern Iowa. Tornado threat today is just a 5%. Our tornado threat's wrapping up, I think, right now. And so we'll probably only be closer to an hour. We're gonna have another one tomorrow. We go to day 2 out from the Storm Prediction Center. They have an enhanced risk in areas of Montana, western North Dakota, and northwestern South Dakota. So we're probably going to be having a video tomorrow. We have 2 areas of 5% for tornadoes. I'm going to give it about a 30% chance of going 10%. In my day 2 outlook that I put in Discord, my Discord server, I don't think I didn't have a 10% in, but I think that could change in the morning. But we have a 30% sig for it went enhanced for wind pretty much. Then in day 3, I don't think we're going to stream on day 3. It looks to mainly be a wind event. We'll have to see. Now let's look at I want to look at the SPC's meso-analysis and see what's going on. And see what is producing our tornado or potential tornado here. I don't know if does this thing have a CC drop yet? I don't know if this is in the ground. It's not, the warning is not confirmed yet. I don't think. Damaging and radar confirmed tornado. Alright, it's now radar confirmed. I guess from rotation or something. Right here. This supercell is getting very HP. It's on the back end of it, so this is probably a very rain-wrapped tornado. And we don't have a whole lot of people on Spotter Network chasing it, which is not good. Well, let's take a look at the SPC's meso-analysis and see what's going on. Alright, let's load it in here. Okay, so let's look at the 100 millibar mixed layer cape. So by Rapid City we have, okay, so if you guys can see this, we have cape of around 1,000, almost 1,500 edging into around the Rapid City area. And if you guys can see it, that is our tornado warning storm right there, little southern edge storm. That's our tornado warning storm. So it has about 1,500 to 1,000 to 1,500 cape to work with right now. So it's the atmosphere is okay. It's not extremely buoyant, but it's decent. Supercell composite. You have a 20 in southern South Dakota. We don't really want to look at that too much though. We want to look at where it's placed, not what the actual top or what the values are. There's something I do like to look at is, where is it? Violent tornado parameters is pretty helpful. So we do have a violent tornado parameter of pretty high building in this area. We have a 0.25 right where our tornado warning is in the violent tornado parameter. So that's kind of good to look at because we have a little bit of a violent tornado parameter right where our tornadic supercell is right now. That's kind of interesting. Now let's look at the bulk shear effective. We have 70 to 65 knots of effective bulk shear in that area, and so our tornado in that area is probably utilizing that. It's helping it. What else can we look at? We have storm relative helicity. Very good helicity in this area. Now, if we could get a good isolated storm to go up in southern South Dakota, it could be pretty interesting. There's a lot of good things down there. But this area here is the best for tornadoes right now. A little bit further to the south. This seems like this area is from what I'm looking at. The only bad thing is this cape is not the best in that area. Behind this, it's eating up some of the cape a little bit. Now let's go to reverse. No, I don't really want to look at that. All right, let's go to the surface observations, I guess. So Rapid City, the dew point is only 56, but that's okay for the high plains. We have dews going up to around 60. It seems like kind of like this. Dews in the 60s. And dews in the 70s don't reach that far north. Only about like this. Let's draw this for you guys. Kind of like this is where the 70 dews are. So we have dews in the 60s in a widespread area, and then in the 50s in this area, the high plains, which is okay for the high plains. It's not like the best, but it's okay. Now downdraft the cape. It's pretty good. So we got LCL height. So LCL height is, alright, so it's kind of hard to read this. This is more elevated LCL heights. So this is our LCL heights here are in, like around 1,500, which is pretty much, that's bad, but it's okay for tornadoes. Now let's look at the visible satellite. So this is the visible satellite. This is from the SPC meso-analysis. You guys can look at this in the SPC's website. You can see we have our storms going off in our little cluster of storms going off right there. We have our big hail-producing storm in northern Nebraska. We have a little dying out cluster in this area, and we have that other little line of storms in western Nebraska. Right now, that's what's going on. Now let's look at anything else we should look at. Not really. Precipitable water, we can look at that. It's not really the best. Yeah, we don't really need precipitable water for... I mean, precipitable water doesn't play a big part in severe weather. So we don't really need to look at that. Alright, now let's go back to radar scope. We still have our tornado warning here at this HP MESS supercell now. We have a new area. Okay, so our rotation here, let's play the radar out and see what actually happened. It seems like it's died completely. You can see it right there, it got pretty strong. It looks like we now have a rotation at the actual hook of the storm now. So we have the hook of the supercell right here, where I would kind of expect to see a tornado. Or not expect to see one, but expect to see something. And now we have an area of rotation right there. It's not strong, but it's something to look at or something to watch, because it is actually around 60 delta velocity, 60 to 70. So that's something to look at on the actual front side of the supercell. And that could potentially, that's not rain wrap though, because we do have the inflow right here. It's pretty clear in that area, so people could actually see that, which is good. I don't think we have any more tornado warnings right now. We just have one. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so getting the. Alright, sorry about that. I'm just getting the chat popped out. So you can see it. So they might, unless this rotation comes back right here at our tornado warning, they might issue a tornado warning in this area, which is getting closer to Rapid City. But if this rotation falls apart down there, then Rapid City and this whole storm falls apart, Rapid City could be good tornado-wise. I'm not getting anything tornado-wise though. So that could be good. This pretty big linear line. I'm planning on streaming probably until like 10 p.m. Eastern time, because I am planning on streaming a good amount in the upcoming days. I don't know why I keep zooming out or that stuff, but alright, let's play the radar out here and see what our storm has done. So you see, it looked pretty good. The hook right there. I don't know what I just drew, but right there, the hook looked right in there. Okay, that kind of does not want to do anything. Alright, now let's pause this. So we go back a few frames, and we can see the hook. The hook looked pretty good right there in this frame here at around 8:30. Like 30 minutes ago, the storm looked much better on reflect. Now we go up to where it is now, right here. You know what? It looks okay, not the best. Right, okay, so it has a new rotation. Alright, so it seems like our rotation here has definitely broadened out. It's still kind of there. You can see some more enhanced outflow. Winds going away from the radar there. But it's definitely broad now. And our rotation up here is broad also. It kind of has fizzled out quick. Play out the radar here. We go back. You can see it fizzled out. It was weak. It was strengthened, then it weakened, then it weakened, then it was gone. The next scan, 903. So it died completely in about 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, we still got this warning up here for severe storms. Well, we did get, I don't know if we've had have we had a, like, reported tornado? Like the SBC back here. We had a reported tornado today. Yeah, we've had one reported tornado in northeastern Wyoming. It was this storm right here, back when it was in Wyoming. This little cluster when it was in this area produced a tornado. Let's look at the watches right now. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in the east. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in a little bit in Nebraska there, and a large severe thunderstorm watch from Montana down in South Dakota. That's the important watch. It's kind of the main focus of this live stream. Severe wind is moderate. Tornado probability or tornado likelihood is low. I'm not expecting to be streaming and getting like a tornado outbreak tonight. I'm just streaming because I haven't done it in a while. scattered large hail. Like we have isolated very large hail events up to 3 inches in diameter possible. A tornado or two possible. Alright. I think that was a good statement. Tornado or two possible. It's kind of what we've seen. I think I'm gonna say we've probably seen 2 tornadoes so far today, because we saw one confirmed in northeastern Wyoming, and I'm pretty positive this storm right here did produce a tornado. It had a real. It was even radar confirmed. The warning was, and it had really good rotation. I don't think we actually got a CC drop though, but it is in a pretty unpopulated area, so that's probably why. All right. So we got that pretty nice hook. Alright. It's starting to get a little backwards hook right there. Has an interesting shape with it. Alright, so it looks like tornado threat up here has pretty much been wiped out. It looks like that's not going to produce a tornado at all. It's completely linear now. Has almost no rotation. This storm on here has almost no rotation also. So that, I think they're gonna let that warning expire. I don't know when it's supposed to expire, but we'll see. When does it expire? 2 minutes. Yeah, they're gonna let it expire. I think this storm is becoming really HP. If the new scan, this thing looks kind of like a blob now as it goes to Rapid City. Alright. Guess we'll move on up to the northeast, because there's some severe thunderstorm warnings by Baltimore. A lot of severe weather up there. Because these radars do not want to work. Right. I think it's time to X out of a radar scope there and get it back up. Sometimes radar scope does it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Pretty good storm by Hanover right there, moving out into Maryland. A lot of this kind of little line segments heading down all day, and they've been severe warned. A lot of line segments. Right. Get rid of the pen. Alright, so our tornado warning by Rapid City has now expired. Now Rapid City is under a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know if that just got issued or not. But it's pretty good. The storm probably has hail in it. Apparently around 1.5 inches. I think it's a little smaller than that. But the storm still probably has hail, maybe even winds up there 60 miles per hour. I'd say only 60 though, not higher than 60. This is a very HP supercell. And now it looks like this thing has kind of a donut hole appearance in the middle of it. I think the hook is pretty much done, but it looks like it has a donut hole appearance right there. Let's see if that matches up with velocity. And it still looks like it has a weak mesocyclone. I don't think it's really. I think its tornado threat's almost done. There's only 1,500 Cape in this area, so I'm not expecting anything to go ballistic. Alright, yeah, let's go back to the SPC meso analysis. I don't know if it's updated or not. Cape is only around, what is that Cape line right there? That is 1,000. So the 1,500. This storm right now only has around 1,250 Cape, but it's edging itself into 1,500 Cape. So that's decent. Our storms in Nebraska are likely going to produce some pretty large hail. We have 3,000 Cape in front of those. That's pretty good. And Cape is what I want to see for severe weather is around 500 plus Cape for anything to keep on moving. But for stuff to fire up, it's going to be tornadic and supercells. I want to see more than probably 750 to 1,000 from past experience. Because I've been streaming for a pretty good time now. I haven't streamed in a while though. We got some storms up in Montana. I don't know if they're warned or not. No, they're not. Alright. Alright, let's take a look at bulk shear. We still got bulk shear. The storm is moving out of the best bulk shear. It's moving into good bulk shear here of around 60 knots. This is still really good effective bulk shear. That was just still pretty good. And then we look at let's look at supercell composite. Supercell composite's kind of removing itself a lot. Alright. Is the violent tornado parameter updated? Yep. Alright, our violent tornado parameter no longer exists right here. It's gone. We have 5 though in southern South Dakota. That's pretty good. So we got non-supercell tornado parameter. Oh, we have almost none. Alright. Alright, let's move down to the south. We have a severe thunderstorm warning kind of by Omaha, Nebraska. We have an outflow boundary about to hit Omaha. You can see it right there. And this storm right here is warned probably for 60 mph winds. Yeah, and 1 inch hail. Normal severe thunderstorm warning. I'd say so, maybe hail up to a half to 1 inch, and with this, and probably winds up to 60. Looks pretty good little fine segment. Let's move back up to the big deal by Rapid City. Alright. Is this warning for tornado possible? No, it's not a tornado possible warning, alright. Alright, what's it doing? So I'm excited to stream this fall. I hope we get a tornado outbreak this fall. I think we have an okay chance, an okay shot at actually getting a tornado outbreak this fall. I don't know when it's going to be. I'd say either October or November. It happens a lot. So we had a Plains tornado outbreak on. It wasn't really a tornado outbreak, but I think it was October 20th last year. Kind of a tornado there, and you have 3 to the north of Dallas. And I think it was either October 20th or October 21st. I forgot the exact date. Alright, so this is the storm is turning very HP by Rapid City. Still, you see we have a little bit of inflow right there. Nothing much on it though. Velocity wise, not a whole lot. Alright. Still got that warning up to the north, and this right there looks interesting. For sure. What is that? It's like a little eye, or a little donut. For sure, it doesn't have any rotation. It doesn't have much rotation at all. It's kind of weird. So we're going to be tracking this probably for another 40 minutes. As it moves to the east. Probably I might do it a little bit longer if it's fun. Yeah, alright, so. Okay, apparently RadarScope thinks it was a TVS or something right there. It's not much. Let's go. Maybe it's saying it's detecting something in the higher tilts. Not really. Alright, I don't know what that was. Yeah, the storm is looking very HP. It's still a supercell, but it's weakening though. We have a little now. We don't really have a hook anymore. The inflow notch is still right there. You can barely see it now. I have a little donut hole right in the middle of it. I'm glad it weakened, or I'm glad the tornado. No, I'm glad the tornado kind of the rotation just kind of fell apart before it hit Rapid City, because that could have not have gone well. If it would have hit Rapid City. Right. So, Bison is kind of the northern edge of this. Alright, let's move back down here to Nebraska and see what we're looking at. Alright, so here in Nebraska, we just have in western Nebraska, we have like a little line moving through under a severe thunderstorm warning, probably for 60-mile-per-hour winds and a fairly small hail. Now, does this have any rotation with it? Not really. It looks like it's having a few little spin-ups though, not like spin-ups, but like little spin-up, little rotation blobs. I mean, see, I see around 3 of them. One right here. Okay, why is my pen not working? Oh my god, click it. Alright, one right there, and one right here, and one right there. So 3 of them. And we have this little line segment up here, also moving south by Wood Lake. It's now kind of hitting Johnstown. Now, this little thing right here looks kind of good by Johnstown. You can see, oh my god. You can see we have a little, looks like we have a little inflow right there coming into this. It's outflow dominant though, so that could not be the best. Alright. So, shot and got pull back up. Alright. So, you can see it's definitely outflow dominant. Still no tornado warnings, which I wasn't expecting to get any really tonight. Here, wait a second.